Hello everyone, my name is Hamed and I want to summarize top 2 important events that currently are going in the AI world regarding Anthropic and OpenAI and what it can mean for the future of AI startups and the world. I will keep it very quickly and short so you can, if you're interested, go deeper on and exploring this platform. So starting with this image, which is from a very nice article by Mario, touts on slowing down, and it's about the AI race that is going on. But before going into the article and sharing the news, I want to just show this is by Greg Isenberg, and basically what happened in April so far is agentic engineering, single until Series B, talks going on X, Hermes agent, which is like the OpenClaw alternative or a new OpenClaw. SAS is dead, of course, Karpati with the Wikipedia that he shared, the paperclip agent, Claude banned OpenClaw, and many other news. Regarding this Claude banned OpenClaw, let's start from there. For that, you would see that a lot of people have started to talking about it, including Peter Steinberg. This says Anthropic starts blocking first-party harnesses. At first, you couldn't even use it in the command line, which claude-p, if you've said any mentions of OpenClaw there. And the proof of that was in a video by Theo, which you tested it in
Just
terminal.
mention that this is a personal assistant running inside of OpenClaw. I'm going to ask a simple question. Is Claude here? And I get an API error.
This, at the API level, if you mention OpenClaw, it was like this, then you would get banned. But I tested it actually, and as far as I tested it, they solved it a few hours later. But this was not really good. So it pissed a lot of people off, and I think OpenAI on this front is doing way better. But another thing that Anthropic did that pissed a lot of people off, the usage limits are being hit so faster. I almost never ever passed the 60-70% of session limit, and weekly 50-60% was my maximum productivity week. But now, doing simple things, it's hits 80-90% of usage quite fast. I'm on the max 200, the most expensive plan, and this never happened before. So they're definitely doing something on that, and I'm not sure why they are doing it like this, because they're just getting similar to OpenAI in that sense. But speaking of OpenAI, they have done lots of good things, but on the other hand, there's been this article by a New Yorker and Ronan Farrow, which did an investigative article about the reasons why the board ousted Sam Altman back in 2023 out of the board and OpenAI. And it has some very interesting news and facts over here. A fun fact, actually, if you didn't know, Dario Amodei previously was in OpenAI, who left to co-found Anthropic, and now he's the CEO of Anthropic. So maybe that's why the reason they didn't really shake hands back in a few months ago when they were beside each other. But everyone is agreed that the problem with OpenAI is Sam itself, and there was also different accusations about them, and just he's too caught up in his own self-belief, so he does things that if you live in the real world make no sense, but he doesn't live in the real world. He skipped some safety approvals. Even they were pitching that we are safety first and we want to be safe. They were saying oh no, we don't need safety with this model that was for GPT-4 Turbo. So it has very, very interesting information over here, as well as personal behavior that they didn't found any truth to it. And so this doesn't put a really nice way for the industry going forward. So now going a little bit quick thoughts on this article, which I think is really nice. It says the turtle face is me looking at our industry, is going all about how we are delegating more and more for AI agents without having proper control, how we are putting a very bad experience in the world and putting garbage basically in the code, even with AWS going down, Microsoft admitting that they are doing very, very bad work with boasting both like how much code is now written by AI, as well as saying that, okay, yeah, we are not doing the best. The companies who claim 100% of their product is now written by AI consistently put out the worst garbage you can imagine. And it all goes about why we shouldn't work like this, from anthropic C compiler, which they claim that it's was built from scratch, but all the code for C compiler is in the training set for Opus 4.6, so I wouldn't say it's from scratch, and many other issues, as well as Cursor's browser that even couldn't like open some basic websites after trillions of tokens. So of course the overall claim is that we are betting in the next generation of model, and that is basically is not maybe the reason that we should just delegate more and more to the model. It's a really great article by someone who created PyAgent, which is used in OpenClaw. Totally recommend this. It's definitely a reminder for myself to slow down and to start thinking more about like the architecture, the code, the quality. And I think there is just a lot of noise out there about, oh, I use this much amount of code. I mean, and to be completely frank, I myself have been victim of this type of races to boast about how much token I used or how many apps I did. And I think it's like we are living in a moment that we need to find proper ways to use it. And actually, that's one of the things also in the article is very much mentioned. Most of the problem is us and the way we are using the technology. It's not the technology itself, and it's kind of understandable with anything new that come to our hands. We are still learning how to use it. I think the main danger here is because the rate of change is so fast, and we can use it in so many bad ways. And right now, if you have seen, there is a post about Black Hat LLMs and how like finding security vulnerabilities and everything else become like more and more powerful with them. If we mess up, the mess probably would be much bigger than what it could have been in the early days of internet, or like 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. So that's why I think this call to actually hold our horses and understand what we want from the technology, how best to use it, is probably a better long-term and more sustainable way to go forward. And with everything that's happening with OpenAI, with Anthropic limiting the usages and like the access, I think everyone is trying to understand how to balance the use of the technology and the unit economics of it. So I think it's absolutely super exciting time to build, but we need to look back at our core values and goals that we have from this to go forward. Thank you so much. Hope you learned a thing or two from here. I will put all the links from these articles and post in the comments so you can read more. Thank you. Bye.